Almost got her filled up. I don't think there's nothing better than jerky just being out here air cured.
Mm-hmm. So I'll get a little fire going?
Yeah, once we get a good fire going, we'll take some green grass and throw on it, and it'll die it back down, and then it'll be just a smudge coming up.
Or some juniper branches, maybe.
Yeah, that'll work.
That'll be good, wouldn't it? Excellent.
We don't want to cook the meat with the fire. It's just there to help keep the flies off. I've spotted exactly the right thing to light the fire with.
This is clematis. It reminds me of where I grew up in the south of England. During the fall and right through to the spring, you find this on the bushes there too. And this downy part, which people often called old man's beard for obvious reasons, is excellent for fire lighting.
There are more than 200 clematis species that grow from Europe to Asia. One of the great things about bushcraft is that skills you learn in your back garden can be used all over the world.
Okay.
I'm going to grab hold of these two.
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah.
Smoke from juniper branches will drive insects away and infuse the meat with a delicate flavour.
Yeah, that looks real good.
With the protein taken care of, I've asked Leo to show me how the Shoshone preserved vitamins through the winter months.
We gathered up some of these choke cherries on our stuff here, and we're going to make some choke cherry patties. And what I'm going to do is just put a few of them in here. And
the leaves, bark and seeds contain a poison called hydrocyanic acid, which is neutralised when prepared like this, but also helps to act as a preservative. You have to put them out to dry, so I'm making the rack that we'll be needing. The sticks need tying together, and there are plenty of natural materials around for that.
This stunningly red-coloured plant here is the red osier dogwood. And like all dogwoods, you can do the little dogwood test, which is to break the leaf into two parts. And in the veins of the leaf, there's a latex which holds them together like that. You can see they're not coming apart. It's quite a toxic plant. It's not one that we would normally eat, although native people did eat the berries. You can see they're white, and they are incredibly bitter. Certainly wouldn't want to eat many of those. More importantly though, it makes a very good withy for binding things together. It's incredibly flexible, and that's what I'm using it for. What I'm making is a drying rack so that we can dry some fruit over the slow fire there by the jerky. You can see how effective these withies are as binding material. I really don't know why we use so much man-made cordage, and there's so many good natural alternatives that we can use when we come out into the countryside. And in a pristine area like this, it's far better to use these sort of natural materials which will grow back rather than leaving some piece of nylon cord here.
quite a rack you made there. It's doing a good job. It takes a little while to make these patties.
With that job done and the temperature dropping quickly, we have to get the teepee up before the sun goes down. Teepees have been used for hundreds, if not thousands of years. These lightweight, movable shelters were perfect for migratory hunters.
Yeah.
The poles could be transported or cut on arrival at a new campsite.
See, I was trying to get the door facing the east.
always east.
Yeah, and then move yours back down.
The door always faces east to greet every new dawn.
Hey, yeah. We can go ahead and start with that one right there, Ray, if you wanted to.
Leo still uses them whenever he's out in the backcountry.
Something like that. A bit short, that wouldn't it?
What I'll have you do now,
Yep.
I'll get a hold of this tent and take it and see if you can stick it in that little hole up in there.
Yep.
Anywhere.
The pole.
Yeah.
Yep. Ready?
Oh, and I'll take this and take the weight away from it.
That hole there.
Yeah, that'll work. Perfect. Okay, then we'll just go ahead and walk this on around to the front. You're a little taller than I am.
Yeah,
You can get up there and tie the square knot.
Bow all right.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Take a little fat Indian like me, we just can't reach that.
It's a neat arrangement, isn't it? I mean, I think that's a really elegant system of lacing a tent up. What I'm surprised is that nobody's used that method on other types of tents.
I'll be darned.
Because it's so simple and effective. You know, if you lose a stick, it's easy to repair, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And, you know, they hold up so good in the wind.
Yeah.
We want to pull that tent out inside here, Ray.
Yep, I come in.
Maybe we just, just kind of move them around just a little bit, just so we get...
Yeah, that looks good.
You can see that this teepee's been really well used.
Maybe that other one on the other side, just take it towards the front there a little bit.
This one?
Yeah. I think this looks real good. And when we get outside, we'll pull it. We'll start from the front, grabbing the first stake.
Yep.
And we'll pull it out tight, and then we'll work
our way back.
Go ahead and put the front one in.
That way?
Yeah, put them on a slant.
Of course, the original ones were made of skins, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. And it still amazes me how they could have packed them around. Because, God, they had to have been heavy. I don't know how heavy that boat you built, but I bet it was pretty heavy, and that was just one hide over
just
the
one
two.
hide, yeah.
The bull boat was really heavy, and it would have taken about 8 buffalo hides to make teepees this size.
Leo, the lives of the Shoshone, the Crow, the Cheyenne, the other plains tribes were very tightly bound up with the buffalo, weren't they?
They were, and like history says, and then what the people around here, that this was their main source of food, the buffalo, in great numbers. And when the white men did come, they figured that if they killed a buffalo, they killed the Indian. And I think it worked. And this is just some of the remains of probably the early days of what was here, And as you look here, that's the marks that an Indian tribe, most likely Shoshones, had chopped into his head and took his brains, probably for brain tanning of the hides.
So they've taken the brain out here
Right.
to tan the hide of the animal into clothing.
Right, that's what they...
That's
Well,
amazing.
Along with the buffalo, the Native American culture itself nearly died out after years of persecution. Thankfully, people like Leo are keeping it alive. Jim Bridger spent many hours around the fire, forging close ties with the tribes in this region. He was fluent in many Indian languages, as well as Indian Sign Language. Together, they shared their knowledge of these mountains.
One thing you can't do in Fremont County or in Wyoming,